What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your main man, Booster Rails. Today, we are going to talk about quick shifter or air shifter. And we're going to talk about the differences, what one is used for versus the other. And I know some of you know about, each one and what they do. Let me know in the comments below which one you prefer, which one you like, and which one you use. And this is to help those that don't understand the difference, because some people think they're the same thing. In actuality, they're not. So my 2024 Suzuki Hayabusa Anniversary Edition, it has a quick shifter on it. Quick shifter gives you the ability to upshift without pulling the clutch lever or without rolling off of the throttle. And it's just that simple. You can never shift faster than a quick shifter or air shifter. The human can't. So what happens is, while you're riding and you're getting your RPMs up to go into the next gear, all you do is kick the gear shift lever up and it automatically goes into the next gear without any stall, any hesitation. It's just boom, 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 boom. And what happens is when you hit up on the gear shift lever, that bike senses that you're shifting up and it momentarily cuts the engine or the power to the transmission in the gearbox, so that next gear can go ahead and slide in. Okay, I mean, it's really quick. You couldn't do it faster than that as a human. It's impossible. So that bike senses, oh, he's going to upshift. Let me cut power to the engine so it can take the load off of the transmission in the gearbox to let that next gear go in there, and you can keep on moving. So you still have to manually hit up the gear shift lever in order for that to happen. So that's simply what a quick shifter is. Now, this bike also comes with the auto blipper. Now, the auto blipper gives you the ability to downshift, okay, without rolling off of the throttle or without pulling in the clutch lever. And it essentially does the same thing. Well, not in reverse, but you're downshifting. So all you do is hit down on the gear shift lever and it'll do the same thing. It'll momentarily pull that power so that other gear can get in there without it being under load and ruining your transmission and your gearbox and all that type of stuff. So I love using it. Now, I don't use it all the time. I think I more so use the quick shifter than the auto blipper, because I like, when you're coming up to a light, I like, rev matching when I'm downshifting. I think it sounds a lot better or whatnot, but sometimes I do use it. It just all depends. I think more so if I'm running in 5th or 6th gear and I want to go down, 3 gears real quick, I'll just bang, 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 bang. And then I'm down to 3rd or 2nd or whatever, without having to, pull in the clutch lever. So I enjoy it. I like it. I like having the option to manually shift gears or to use a quick shifter and the auto blipper that's on the Gen 3 Busa. So now let's talk about the air shifter, okay? Most people that use air shifters are drag racing, okay? I want to put that out to you, because that's not something that's typically made for daily use when it comes to an air shifter, because an air shifter can run off nitrous or CO2 or some type of air mechanism, okay? Because what happens is there's a button that's most of the time on the left handlebar. When you watch drag races, okay, if you ever see any POV videos, they're locked down in there, and when they launch, you'll look at their left thumb and you'll see it doing like this, because they're pushing that button, and that button is attached to a solenoid, which the air compressor or the CO2 or whatever shifts the actual foot lever. So you don't have to do anything with the air shifter except push a button. And there also are air shifters where you don't even have to push the button, because they're essentially automatic. They know when the bike gets to a certain RPM to automatically shift. So that's why you typically only see those on drag bikes, because you have to refill those CO2 cartridges or the nitrogen cartridges. So if you're daily in that, you're gonna have to fill those up a lot, you know what I mean? So the air shifter is gonna do all of the work for you minus pushing a button if you're actually gonna control that part, or if you have it, some people have them automatically set up to where the bike just does everything. So it just basically depends. But 99% of the time, you're going to see air shifters on drag bikes. But the newer sport bikes that are coming out, and some other bikes, they have the quick shifter. So, it's nothing that needs to be refilled or anything like that in order for it to work, because the bike just senses you're about to shift with your foot, and it cuts that load to the transmission and the gearbox and gives you the ability to get that next gear in there and get going. So I have never ridden a bike with an air shifter because, I don't drag race, and I don't see any reason to have an air shifter if I'm not drag racing. And I know some people out there, they have them on their bikes. And before quick shifters became something from the factory, people used to add air shifters onto their bikes, to race and ride and stuff like that. But I don't see the point of adding an air shifter if you're not going to be, drag racing. Now, for other bikes like the 750 over there, it doesn't have a quick shifter, air shifter, nothing, but you can add a quick shifter to that bike. So there are aftermarket companies that sell quick shifters, so you can check those out online. There's several different ones. Some are better than others, of course. So you remember, always, you get what you pay for. So I could add an air shifter to the 750. Not air shifter, a quick shifter. Could add an air shifter, but I wouldn't need to because I'm not drag racing. But so you can add a quick shifter to the 750 if I want to. But a lot of bikes now, especially the leader bikes and up, they're coming with the quick shifter. And like I said, this one also comes with an auto blipper. So simple as put, we're gonna round it up. A quick shifter gives you the ability to shift up without pulling in the clutch lever or letting off the throttle. An auto blipper gives you the ability to downshift without letting off the throttle or pulling in the clutch lever. An air shifter, it's gonna work off of some type of air pressure, CO2, and it's connected to a solenoid, and it's actually gonna do that manual shift for you. And then it's also gonna have like a what they call a kill box in there. And that kill box is gonna essentially kill the engine while it does what it does in shifting for you. So that's the kind of part that they have in common. That kill box that you install with the air shifter is gonna cut that load to the transmission and the gearbox so it can shift. And the quick shifter, like on the booster, it does that internally through the ECU. So that's basically the difference between your quick shifter and your air shifter. So if you have any questions about any specific type of aftermarket quick shifter, feel free to hit me up in the comments. Or if you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. So I just want to bring that to you guys today. I'm about to get out here, might go for a spin or two, and I'll see y'all in the next video. And if you're out there riding, ride safe, keep the rubber side down, shiny side up. Peace.